An awesome live stream. Let me roll the intro graphics. Hello, it's Frank Lavinia here. You can catch me on Twitter and LinkedIn, but on Twitter, my handle is Frank Digs Data, and on Instagram, it's at Frank's World TV. So today, I'm going to do another book review, and this book review was inspired by a Ed Milet Show podcast where he interviewed the author, and it's called Everything is Figureoutable. And I wasn't going to review this it's on my list of books to review, but let me tell you a little story. So in my home office, I have a bunch of dogs. In my home office, and that floor, one of the older dogs who doesn't like other dogs anymore, he kind of lives down here. He has his own separate dog run, and he has basically an apartment 3 or 4 times larger than the apartment I had when I lived in Manhattan. So don't feel bad for him. He gets special food and stuff, but he sheds like a maniac. So finally today, I tried sweeping it up. Every once in a while, I get on this tear where I have to clean my office. And it turns out that the vacuum I had down here was one of my wife's reject vacuums, because it gets a lot of abuse. The vacuum, that is. So I turned it on, and it would work for like a split second, and then it would stop working. So I kind of was like, you know what? I'm just gonna go through this and figure out what's going on. So I did a whole bunch of troubleshooting. Dyson vacuums are cool because they're kind of modular, so it's easy to get to the stuff you're supposed to get to. My wife actually has in the past taken apart a Dyson and put it back together. Long story. But anyway, so I was futzing with it, and I was going through, and I was like, first couple of tries didn't work, and then finally I started poking at it and doing more troubleshooting, and boom, I figured out what was clogging it. I actually took an arrow. For those of you who don't know, I've been doing archery the last few months, and I was able to go through the hose and kind of through the back of it, and obviously when it was unplugged, and cleared out the offending the offending clog. So, and then boom, all of a sudden it worked. I could now freely vacuum, and it's been a while because it's been broken for a while. I've just been putting it off. And then boom, everything's clean again. Well, maybe not clean, but definitely less hairy. So the inspiration for this came about from this book called Everything is Figureoutable by Marie Forleo. And basically, it's kind of her story. It starts off with a really great story about her mom having a Tropicana Orange transistor radio that she fixed and repaired herself. And she grew up in New Jersey, North Jersey. Shout out to a Jersey girl there. And it's really great because it's just like, you know what? Everything really is figureoutable. So, and for me, I was about to put the thing down and I don't know what I was going to do, just deal with it. And then suddenly I was like, you know what? I can work this out. I can figure this out. So I kept plugging at it, and then boom, I got it working. This is a great book. It kind of talks about all the things about your brain, all these things that you're doing, do your work, connect with the community. Marie had done a lot of crazy things, in terms of building her business. And now she's super successful, and she's spoken at the 10X Growth Con and all that. Maybe that's where I first heard of her. But she's awesome. I think she has a podcast. You should definitely check it out. She has an Instagram feed too that's pretty cool. She actually reads her own book. I love it when authors read their own book because you get that extra kind of you get that extra kind of like attention and stuff like that. Not extra attention, but I mean that extra attention to detail. And I mean, you talk about primary sources and secondary sources. I mean, the author is the primary source. So highly recommend this book. If you don't have Audible, I listened to it. I didn't read it, but I use the audiobook. Right here, it's $24.50. But if you can get it yourself, if you go to thedatadrivenbook.com and you get a free audiobook on Data Driven on the podcast, and it helps support the show because it lets folks know that we are driving traffic to them. So I actually have to go in a few minutes, but I didn't want the day to go by without doing a stream because I've committed to doing more streams, more of these book reviews. And it's taking a lot of self-control not to play the book review, the book review logo that I created. I'm a little too proud of my graphics skills. Although Andy says I should take great pride in them. So with that, ooh, look at this. Buy $25 in ebooks, get $6 in credit. All right. That's good to know. Microsoft stock had a bump. I can afford to splurge on some ebooks. So with that, I want to thank you for watching. Let me know in the comments if you want me to do a more in-depth interview. I mean, in-depth review of this book. But I was just so inspired by fixing the stupid vacuum that I was like, and I didn't give up because trust me, a couple of times I was like, yeah, I'll just deal with it. Put my headphones on and tune out the world. But now, I was like, no, this is Figureoutable. So with that, I just want to say thank you for watching. And tell you what, I will roll the live stream, the graphics on the live stream as I close it out. Thank you and have a great day.